I shook individuals, bounce a blind fed. From the urban streets, the hard it came. This is all authentic ground, you can get pulled. Now we ain't the same. I shook individuals, bounce a blind fed.
Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your friend, Mr. BDA, with you. Glad to have you on board. And as always with me, my king, Bucho. Bucho, are you there? Oh boy.
Yeah, but you're kind of like cutting off.
Yeah, the connection, listen, I don't know what's going on with the connection here, but I got nothing else going on here. It's all just a stream, so nothing, no video playing, no nothing. Well, the music actually. But anyway, guys, yeah, Pavel actually says, lagging as fuck. Look, maybe it will get better, maybe it won't. So we'll just have to pump through it, as they say. Even here, I hear myself breaking up a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but let's just weather through it, see if we can weather through it rather, and we'll see what's good, all right? Meanwhile, while you're here, may I interest you in some extra content? If you're interested in some extra content, don't forget to go to our Patreon page, donate, a couple bucks here and there, small tips, $2, $5, and you can watch. If you donate $5, you can watch some of the film analysis we got in there. Don't forget also you can give small tips via the super chat feature. This internet issues fixed rather. My goodness gracious. What else? We got that. Don't forget to check us out on Spreaker, where you can download the podcast. You don't have to listen to it live on YouTube all the time, especially if you're in the subway or if there's no internet connection. Download it on your phone, MP3 player, whatever, and you can listen to it on the go. Precise Puncher says, what's up, man? Hopefully you stay on for an hour or two. I'll try to join. Sounds good now. Cameron says, stream has a problem. Yeah, if you're just joining us, the stream, we're trying to weather through it. Even now, I hear myself breaking up. I don't know what's going on. But it was like this on, my goodness, it was like this on Saturday. And then on Sunday, when Bucho was doing his World Cup show, everything seemed to be hunky-dory. And then we're running into these internet connections issues again. Internet connection issues. I don't understand why I say internet connections, as if there's multiple connections. The Fight Scott says BDA uploading porn or something. I always download the porn before or after the show, never in between. It's because I'm a professional. You understand what I'm saying here? Don't download porn during the show. And I hope you follow my example, Bucho.
Yes.
All right. So I'm really here just to let everybody know. I'm trying to do a little research at the same time for the connection issues we have. And it says, I'm trying to stream Twitch. We don't use Twitch, by the way. And it says, I've been doing this for the last month, no problems. Then I get a code saying, failed to connect to server. All right, that's not happening with us here. But, all right, listen. Everything seems to be cool now. We'll keep going, all right? Not the best start to a podcast we've ever had. I think the worst start to one of the BDA podcasts was when that homeless girl tried to stab me with a rusty needle. That was the worst. The last time I'm gonna try to stream live from the streets. All right. But look, we didn't do a boxing show on Sunday, so let's talk a little bit about. My God, I hear some crackling there every time I speak. Original Bruno, shout out to Original, says we good now. Boxing Killer says BDA has that dial-up internet in Canada. We don't have dial-up. Shout out to Apology Man, Aaron Kuko, Pop Tart Gone, Brandon White, Pavel, Precise, Cameron, Fight Scout, Original Bruno, like I said. Bucha sounds like Dr. Nick, says Pop Tart. Dr. Nick Riviera from The Simpsons. Let me tell you something. If you ever see a doctor like Dr. Nick Riviera, you'll save yourself some money, but you might end up dead on the operating table. Speaking of which, I saw that horrible video one time on that Fox show. It was an old Fox show about home videos and all that, like accidents or people crashing into each other, car crashes and police showdowns. And there was one where they were talking about a guy, bodybuilder, who went to Mexico and he wanted to get some sort of muscle implants or something. I forget. He wanted to get it done on the cheap, so he went to Mexico, and the guy woke up during the surgery. So don't go to low-cost doctors. Don't go to Mexico to get yourself some operations in the middle of an alley. Who goes to Mexico to get themselves some implants, muscle implants? Ugh. Waking up during surgery, that's gonna hurt a little bit. All right, listen.
Muscle implants to begin with.
Well, Bucho, that would be somebody that doesn't want to do the hard work required to get the musculature that they desire. Let me tell you something. I'm all natural, by the way. All 250 pounds of muscle, and it's all natural. No PEDs, no HGH, no testosterone. Pop-Tart says Big Brother watches BDA, which explains the lag. I hope everything's okay now. I still hear some clipping for some reason. I think maybe the levels are too high here. But anyway, listen, we'll get through it. Bucho, this past Sunday, we had a couple of fights, a couple of good ones. The main one that I was more interested in was Jeff Horn versus Terence Crawford for, what was it, the WBO welterweight title. And let me tell you something. I was intrigued. I wanted to know whether Jeff Horn could get on the inside, whether he was going to be able to work Crawford on the inside, rough him up, a couple of dirty tactics like the way he did against Pacquiao. Terence Crawford had none of it. He was controlling the distance. He was cantering, peppering him with the jab, keeping him turning. And when Horn did get close, what did Crawford do? He clinched, and he didn't let Jeff Horn get off. All right. So Jeff Horn, let's start with Jeff Horn. Old Jeffrey Horn. What was up with that single right hand that he kept throwing? He didn't throw anything, no jab behind it. He didn't throw a left hook after the right hand. It was all right hand, tried to get inside and rough Terence Crawford up. And after the fourth round, when he knew that wasn't going to work, Bucho, the guy couldn't change plans.
And what plan are you talking about, anyways? I mean, seriously, Jeff Horn had no plan. He just basically thought that what he did against Pacquiao was gonna work against Crawford, and that's basically it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by Crawford, but I still see a lot, like some flaws. His hands are down. But other than that, I mean, what else can I say? I mean, it's more about what Jeff Horn was gonna bring to the table here, and he just brought the same fucking piece of shit that we saw against Pacquiao, man.
Well, exactly. He was just trying to, like I said, throw that right hand, get in close so that he could clinch and try to maul.
At some point, he threw, like I said yesterday, he threw 2 right hands in a row when coming in. Like, who does that?
I mean, okay, look, M Star in the chat room says apparently he had blisters. He's talking about Jeff Horn. Blisters on his feet, and it made his foot speed slow. Apparently, his trainers said they could not do much training road work. Well, whose fault is that? That sounds like excuses to me. Again, that's why I respect Costa Zoo. When he lost against Ricky Hatton in England, and boy, did he have a lot to complain about. He could have complained about the dirty tactics, the fact that the referee let them just do whatever they wanted on the inside. No, he said, look, he beat me. He was a better man. No excuses. Now they're talking about the blisters. Yeah, look, he was bouncing around there pretty well. He looked pretty good on his feet. He was trying to give him angles, come at Crawford from different angles. But the problem wasn't the footwork. It was the right hand, the offense. It was just right hand after right hand, no jab, no left hook afterwards, no going to the body. I mean, he caught Crawford in the first round with a good overhand right. But that was all he had. All he was trying to do was get close and work Crawford on the inside during the clinches. And Crawford had none of it. He just clinched him tight, waited for the referee to pry them apart, or he kept Jeff Horn turning. Terence Crawford show you why he is a lethal pound for pounder. Yes, he's a lethal pound for pounder. I've said it. And I've said it before. I think, look, let me tell you why I think he's very good. Because he's sharp with his counter punching. He's ambidextrous, right? He's a switch hitter. He can catch you coming in from a southpaw position or from the righty position. All right. I'm going to nice. He can catch you coming in, all right? With both hands. He's got decent power, hand speed, keeps you turning, great footwork, controls the distance. I mean, even when Jeff Horn did get inside, Terence Crawford was able to nullify him on the inside, but there were a lot of times where Jeff Horn was just flailing and Crawford was, kept him turning. It was a beautiful display of boxing, and that's the main thing. We did a video. We're going to be putting it on BDA later on. It's like a little 6-minute video just detailing my thoughts, which I'm reiterating here. But my thing is this. People talked about how Errol Spence is going to be too strong against Terence Crawford. That's why people were picking Errol Spence, and maybe some still are picking him. But look at how Terence Crawford handled. Look how he handled, what's his name? Jeff Horn on the inside. Jeff Horn's a strong guy, and Terence Crawford was able to turn him. Sometimes he was even able to push him away. He didn't let Jeff Horn lean on him the way he did with Pacquiao. So the strength is not going to be that much of a factor because Terence Crawford is pretty strong, and he said it himself leading up to this fight. It's going to come down to skill. It's going to come down to stamina. It's going to come down to pressure, and it's going to come down to ring IQ. All right. Now, before we continue, I want to welcome Recognize to this Hangout.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
Oh, did you guys hear the intro or?
No, I didn't hear any. That's the thing. I can't hear the music on the Hangouts. You can't hear shit other than your voice.
You know what's going on here, right?
What?
It's the what's it called? The update. I think it might have messed up some of the routing of the volume. You know, the real tech card and all that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So no intros.
Come on.
No intros, man. Well,
no
intros.
Sorry.
You can hear the intro. You can hear the intro on YouTube, though. You can hear the music on YouTube and everything. It's just us on the Hangouts. We can't hear anything else.
Ah, okay.
All right, I can probably fix that, but we're too. Yeah, the Shepherd of Sun says we heard it. We also have Trap Media on the Hangout. Trap, are you there? Trap, are you there? All right, listen. We'll get to him when he comes back.
Trap.
No, we'll get to him when he comes back. Look, Recognize. We were talking about how Terence Crawford, I was very impressed with his performance, and I know some people are going to say, because I'm giving him a really good shot against Errol Spence. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, Jeff Horn's no Errol Spence. Errol Spence is actually going to come behind a jab, and he's not just going to jump in with his head forward. But what do you think? I mean, did the performance from Crawford impress you, or are you still ambivalent?
It impressed me. And I'll tell you why I thought why I felt impressed for the performance. Jeff Horn to me is an average fighter at best. He's just an average, strong kind of fighter, poor technique, or doesn't have much technique, right? To compete. Obviously with Terence Crawford, and I thought Crawford was going to win the fight going in. And I thought he would even stop him, either by, a legit stoppage or a premature stoppage somewhere like in the border, like borderline, and that's what I saw. It was like a borderline premature stoppage. After I watched first, I watched the highlights because I was unaware that I had to get ESPN Plus. Right? I just thought I had it, but I decided now I'm not gonna get it. The fight already started, and plus I'm not gonna pay for another ESPN. Like fuck all that. So what I first watched was some highlights. Somebody posted on YouTube like a 10-minute highlight reel of the fight, and what I saw was Terence Crawford doing things that I thought he would do, which was, better footwork, control the distance, come in and out when he wants to, and even switch stance, which he did, right? Like he fought in the southpaw stance for like the beginning part of the fight, and I'm taking this parking spot. Excuse me.
What the, are you driving while you're talking?
No, I'm looking for parking right now. But nah, fuck it, I'll go somewhere. Anyway, so I was impressed by the way he was just able to do a lot of things that he wanted to do in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the stoppage was a little premature to me. Okay, and even though I think this is why I say it's borderline, Horn wasn't going to win the fight, right? Like he wasn't going to win. He was either going to get stopped eventually, or he was just going to get whitewashed. He wasn't going to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So the stoppage was fine, but it just goes to show you the difference when referees want to do a good job and they don't want to do a good job. You know what I'm saying? So, but I thought Terence Crawford that game with some of the uppercuts he was hitting him with, the body shots he was hitting him with when he was trying to come in, and rough as well. So it was a good fight. Do I think he has a good chance against Errol Spence? Absolutely. That's a fight that I go back and forth with. Like sometimes I'll be like, I think Terence Crawford. In the beginning, I used to think Terence Crawford would beat him. Now I'm leaning towards Errol Spence. Crawford got hit in that fight. He was getting hit, right? I mean, it's Jeff Horn, and I understand that maybe at certain points he wasn't really paying attention to too much defense. But we know Crawford could get hit. The one thing I'll say about Terence, at 147, he looks really strong there, and he looks well put together. He was kind of like, I was looking at the width of his back. He looks like he has no problem filling in that 147 pound. I think he's going to be stronger there. I think he'll be faster, and so yeah, I give him a 50-50 shot to beat Errol Spence and Sean Porter.
Well, there you go. I mean, I've been saying it for a while now that all right, so apparently the stream is lagging again, so we'll just have to get through it, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what else I can do right now. I can't do the show and try to fix these issues at the same time. So, all right, we'll just try to keep going forward. I also want to welcome to the chat, to the Hangout. We got Cameron and somebody else was here earlier, but Trap is also in there. Guys, I want to welcome you to the show.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. All right, good to have you on board, guys. I can't do the intros. We're having a bunch of issues, and people are saying that the stream is choppy as well. So I guess we just gotta plow through it, right, guys? So I'll start with you, Cameron. What did you think of Crawford's performance, and does this do anything to change your mind about his chances against Errol Spence?
Yeah, it definitely does, because Recognize he's already broke it down pretty much. So I've not really got much to say because Recognize has already said a bunch of stuff I was going to say. But yeah, what I was going to say is, I'll definitely give him a chance against Errol Spence. I wanted to wait and see what his power is like, see what his strength is like, see how he's sized up in the division. And he looked very strong, like Recognize said, and he looked powerful. He put his punch together well, and he looked big. So I definitely fancy him against Spence. I give him more of a chance against Spence than I did prior to the fight. Crawford looked, I thought he looked excellent. I said before, I think you said the other day, BDA, if Crawford goes in and makes a statement, destroys Horn, will people start criticising the Horn? I was like, I'll put it down to, Crawford being that good, and I won't go back on that. I think Crawford's just a special fighter, and I feel like Crawford's not going to have any problems beating anybody in that division except Spence. I think he'll beat everybody else. Looking at what he did on Saturday night, not recognised that he's there to be hit, so potentially, Jeff Horn's not the biggest puncher in the division, so, potentially there could be trouble if he gets hit by someone, maybe like Sean Porter, or I think Sean Porter would be an excellent fight. Might not see it, but I think Sean Porter would be a really good fight for him. Simply because Sean Porter would be starting to see a nightmare for anybody in that division. But I think, we're probably a while off the Errol Spence fight. I think maybe the end of next year we might see that fight. I think, we'll probably see Crawford get a few other defenses in first. But yeah, I really fancy Crawford against any point in that division. And I'd give him a good chance against Spence. I mean, that's the next big super fight, let's be honest. So let's hope it gets made because, in my opinion, it's going to be good to see how it gets promoted.
That's the thing. If it even happens. Was that Trap?
I totally disagree with everybody on the panel. Like I said before the fight, Jeff Horn looked like a scared fighter. He fought like a scared fighter when he got on the inside. Even it was times that he got on the inside and didn't even throw any punches. Like the referee Robert Byrd, when Horn would grab him, he was complaining. When Crawford grabbed Horn like he did anytime early on the inside, it was all right. It's biased refereeing. Crawford did what I thought he would do. He's the faster fighter, quicker jab, making him reset often. Fought off the back foot well, but it's nothing that impresses me where I'm like, oh, he's a problem for Spence. No, Spence he's gonna try to make Spence reset a lot. He's gonna try to work off the jab with him, but Spence is just a totally different animal. It's a totally different fight. The only fighter that you can somewhat compare to Horn is Sean Porter, but Sean Porter's much more aggressive when he get on that inside. He's not just gonna sit and wait for the referee to break him up. It was almost like Horn had it in his head. It's kind of like he looked like he threw the fight. He would get on the inside and wouldn't throw no punches. Like he just was waiting for the ref to come get him off of him. He just fought like a scared fighter. He said after the fight he wasn't himself, and he definitely didn't fight like he was himself. Crawford did what he was supposed to do, but he beat just another C-level fighter. I'm not impressed at all. And he gets whooped by Spence, and Sean Porter beats him too. I'm not impressed by Crawford at all.
That comment, Boxing Style, good to have you on board. Let me just address that. That comment that Jeff Horn made after the fight, that like, oh, I didn't feel like myself. That sounds to me like everything every fighter says after they get schooled by the better fighters. Like, oh, I wasn't myself. I couldn't get off. Yeah, well, you could get off because Crawford was keeping you turning and he was catching you coming in like an amateur. That's not Terence Crawford's problem.
I got something to say.
Before the fight, you remember me saying Horn didn't look like himself. Remember, I kept saying that. I'm like, he just looks nervous. He's not gonna.
That's true. He did.
It wasn't that same aggressiveness. That it just was the aggression. He didn't have that aggression. Even when you got inside, it just wasn't that same aggression. Like I said, that he would need before the fight.
Well,
and that's what happened.
I disagree with that. Hold on, let me just reiterate that because just respond to that because you're saying, well, he looked nervous. He was the one coming forward. He was the one jumping in, trying to get those punches through. He certainly didn't fight like a scared fighter to me. As for the inside work, Terence Crawford was doing a very good job of nullifying Jeff Horn's inside game. But you did see Jeff Horn, every time he had a hand loose or free, he was trying to work with it, but it was just Terence Crawford knows how to fight on the inside, or at least hold you on the inside. Pacquiao never did learn how to do that. He was always so fast and so quick that he always kept people at the middle distance. And that's why Jeff Horn was able to exploit Manny Pacquiao's lack of inside game. Terence Crawford didn't allow him to do it.
It wasn't just that though. It wasn't just that. He just didn't have that same aggressiveness. It was just, he was beat mentally in the fight, and he was beat mentally before the fight. I give Crawford respect for doing what he was supposed to do. But if I'm any of the top fighters, I don't want Robert Byrd or that referee Jojo Diaz and Gary Russell. I don't want no referees like that because you can't work inside. You can't get a real fight anytime that you grab. It's the same stuff he used to do with Floyd and Maidana and stuff like that. You can't do that anytime somebody get aggressive in the inside. You want to break it up and just give Crawford the favorable outside fight. That's a part of boxing. So if I'm any of the top fighters and I watch this fight, I do not want Robert Byrd referee in that fight because you got to allow these guys to fight on the inside. But I give him respect for doing what he was supposed to do. But Jeff Horn did not have that same type of mentality, and I expected Crawford to be stronger because he knew he had him mentally beat. He looked at Jeff Horn like he's sweet. You a little soft kid. Just it was that same classroom type mentality, and Crawford was the bully, and Horn was the kid getting bullied again.
All right,
Take him
all
back.
right.
don't agree, man.
It's
I
my
don't
turn. My
agree.
turn. My turn.
All
My
right.
turn. This is what I
Here
think
we
would
go.
happen in the fight. This is what I think would happen in the fight. Crawford looked pretty good. He had a good ground. Like he when he was throwing his punches, his feet were well placed on the ground. He's pretty was beautiful to look at. But Jeff Horn, as ugly as he looked in especially the beginning rounds, like maybe the first 6, 7, he was pretty effective. I gave him at least about 4 rounds in that fight, 4 to 3 rounds. He was doing some shit, and I wonder what Porter would do to him if Jeff Horn was this effective. And the stoppage was bullshit because the stoppage was clear bullshit.
I agree
And
with that.
the KD, the knockdown, that was a slip. That was a big slip. That's all it was. He went for like a right, or no, maybe I should go with it. No, it was left. He went for like a left to hook, and he just slipped, lost his footing, because his footing is horrible. I mean, you can see it in the beginning of the fight. I mean, like he doesn't step in with his punches. He throws his punch before he steps in. You know, and he's off balance and all that shit, and that's why he got that slippage primarily.
I want to say something, man. I want to say something.
And then I'm gonna finish this. And then with the knockout, that was just. I mean, he hit him like 2 times. He got him a little bit on the ropes, and then Bird just jumped in. Oh, I'm concerned about your well-being. Are you kidding me, man? This guy could have got another 2 rounds. He looked worse with Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was
Facts.
destroying him in the 9th round, bro.
Facts.
Destroying him. This is what tells me about this fight. This fight told me one thing: Pacquiao still got enough to be considered top 5 pound for pound.
No.
He is. He's still got enough to be to the point where I could even consider him number 2 pound for pound.
Oh,
But that's
Okay.
yeah.
You thought fucking Jeff Horn won 3 to 4 rounds, man? What the fuck?
Jeff Horn won 3 to 4 rounds? Is that what you said?
Nah,
Or Pacquiao?
Nah, man. I can't see how Horn won 3 to 4
I didn't
rounds.
see that at all.
I
But
saw 3 at least
Stop it.
3 rounds.
hold on.
Stop it.
One at a time. I think
Yeah.
Cameron.
Let's lower
hold
our
on.
voices as well.
Yeah, Cameron, you want to
He
say
looks pretty
something?
ugly though.
All right, hold on. Cameron, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something on what Trap was saying, and saying what Horn was scared before the fight. I mean, for me, even if that's the case, you can't discredit Crawford. He was scared for a reason. He was scared because he was going against a fight who was just much better than him. You know what I mean? You can't just discredit a win because a guy's scared. You know what I mean? Jeff Horn, if he was scared, it's because Crawford was that damn good. You know what I mean? So you've got to give respect to Crawford for the win. I mean, if he beat him mentally before the fight and he beat him mentally before the fight, it just shows how good of a fighter Crawford is, in my opinion.
I was gonna say one more thing. The only reason why they stopped that shit from the 9th round, and I know this, I heard about this shit that you guys are talking about. They maybe do a premature stoppage. The only reason why they stopped is to make Lomachenko and Pacquiao look bad against Terence Crawford, because Lomachenko stopped Linares at the 10th round. Pacquiao didn't stop Jeff Horn at the 9th round. That was the whole thing. That was the whole fucking shit. It was really stupid, man.
I disagree with that. Listen,
Come on, man. You could have stopped Pacquiao. That could have been a stoppage, bro. Come on, let's be real.
No, that part I agree. I mean, if you're gonna stop Terence Crawford in the 9th, or stop in his favor for Jeff Horn in the 9th round, then you certainly could have stopped Horn against Pacquiao. But remember, different circumstances. Pacquiao was fighting Horn in Australia, right? That's one. There was some bullshit, with the look. If you like roughhouse fighting, that's fine. But let's face it, he wasn't gonna be able to do that shit against Terence Crawford physically, or the referee wasn't gonna let that happen. Period. So the one I would say about Trap Media, where I kind of agree with what he's saying, it is true because he's the one that said it, and I look back. He did look scared. Now, for whatever reason, he was like a little bit intimidated before he went in the ring. Now, that's not Terence Crawford's problem, right? In terms of you're afraid, that's not really his problem. I mean, fuck it. If you're afraid of me, that's on you. Now, but there was whatever the reason was, Jeff Horn did not look confident going into that fight. He looked like a guy that was sort of defeated. He was basically going in there to give up his belt. And if you take that mentality that you're going in there to give up your belt, you're gonna get beat up like that. And when he was coming in, I believe Trap said this. When he was coming in, he looked hesitant. It was not like coming in to throw punches. It was like coming in to hold and then see if he could throw a punch. Where before he was with Pacquiao, because Pacquiao's smaller, obviously, he was coming in, with his dirty tactics, but throwing punches at the same time. So he was defeated. In my eyes, he was defeated going into that fight. And I went back and looked at some of the interviews after Trap was saying he looks scared. So I said, let me go back. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, he is scared. He looks like he's afraid, like something's going. He looks like a guy who knows something bad's going to happen. And we all know that if you go into a fight like that, that's exactly what's going to happen. More than likely.
He was intimidated for sure, but that doesn't mean his performance. Yeah, it might have affected just a little bit, but he was effective based on the sloppy techniques that he throws out there. He was pretty effective from the beginning, and afterwards he started to fuck up. Terence Crawford started to time his coming in process. That when he's coming in with his right hand, or sometimes you throw a fake left jab and then come in with the right. He was catching him, but it wasn't like Jeff Horn wasn't effective in some way. He hurt him 2 times in that fight, but Terence Crawford, he has some hell of a composure. You can't even tell if he got hurt or not, but you could tell based off his posture, how he was like when he got hit with that left hook. That I don't know what round was it, 4th, 3rd, I can't remember exactly. He was effective. It's not like he wasn't. Yeah, 3rd round. Yeah, it's not like he wasn't effective. It's just he looked ugly in the fight. The way he's fighting, Terence Crawford looked way more beautiful when he was
fighting. Hold on, Cameron wants to say something.
Was Crawford's best round. The 5th round, he fought real confident. He walked them down. He was picking them up, throwing them around the ring.
Was it 5th or 6th, bro? I think it was the 6th that he was walking them down.
No, it was the 5th round, because I thought the 6th round that he would come in and fulfill my prediction and stop him, because he got to getting on him real heavy in the 5th round, and I thought the 6th round he would bring that same type of mentality, but he didn't. He just.
I don't think he would have been able to stop him. I think this shit would have gone all 12 rounds. If it was a legit fucking shit, it should have gone all 12 rounds. It should have gone decision to Crawford. And it should have been 12 rounds. That's a legit
Jeff
fight.
Horn,
not a bullshit.
Jeff Horn certainly didn't complain, man. So Jeff Horn wasn't complaining.
No, he complained. He's not the type. He's a kid, man. He's like a nice kid. Like you can tell by his face.
Like, that's the type legit, who complains.
Yeah, but that's a problem. That's a problem, though. I don't have a problem with the stuff.
He said he had a lot of energy.
All right, boxing style. What you're shouting a lot, man. What's going on here? Are you close to your mic, by the way?
Maybe.
Yeah, no one has to get a fucking word in, man. Because boxing style shouting from the fucking rooftop.
He's got the HD. He's got that HD microphone.
No, the microphone's good, but it just sounds like you're far away from it, and that's why you're shouting. Like all you need to do is
give your microphone to apology, man. Give your microphone to apology.
No, sometimes when I talk all soft, you guys barely hear me. That's why.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, we can hear you now. But it's just.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Apologies on the line, by the way.
Oh yeah, apologies there. Apology, are you there?
What's up?
Hello, good to have you on board. And by the way, at some point I'm gonna have to do a little test here to see if the soundboard works. So you're gonna have to bear with me. I don't know what's gonna happen, if it's gonna work or not. So you know what? I might as well do it right now. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it right now. All right. So hold on a second here. All right, hold on. All right, apology.
Is that a soundboard?
No, that's not the soundboard. That's apology being apology, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Apology testing is vocal.
There's apologies. There's apologies intro sorted out.
Apology testing is
that sounds it right there. All right. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Can I say one thing? Right?
Well, just hold on. I gotta do a test. I gotta do it. Just tell me if you can hear the quotes here, all right?
I've been this way since I was born. I'd argue with a goddamn rock and then try to beat it up.
Silence.
Shit. All right. I shouldn't swear so much, by the way.
Yeah, so everybody's dropped off as well now.
All right, that's good. That way we can do a little test here. All right, you tell me, Cameron, if you can hear this.
I've been this way since I was born. I'd argue with a goddamn rock and then try to beat it up.
Nope. Do you hear anything?
I literally can't hear anything. No, nothing.
It's low. You can hear it a little bit, but it's low.
What did you hear?
Like low frequency. We got to listen to this like dogs and shit.
Well, hold on, Trap. What did you hear? Trap, what did you hear anything like on the Hangout?
Yeah, I'm on the Hangouts, but I thought I heard something real low, but it's not clear at all. It's real low.
That's background noise, I think.
Yeah,
I've
all
got my
right.
TV
I've been
on
this
as
way
well,
since
so-
I was born.
It might be on TV then.
Can you hear this?
Go ahead,
Nah,
Charlie.
forget
Keep
about it.
dancing.
BDA,
Go
forget
ahead,
about
Charlie.
it.
Keep
Yeah,
dancing.
All right, all right.
I want to
Screw
say
this.
something. Is anybody really that bothered about a stoppage, man? I mean, come on, who really wants to see another 4 rounds of Crawford outclassing Horn? Who really gives a fuck?
It's
Yeah.
the principle,
I just
bro.
I wanted my
It's the principle, just like AJ getting a stoppage on Takam. That was a bullshit stoppage. It's the same thing with this. I don't like shit like that, man. That means you're afraid of either your reputation, you're afraid that something might have happened to you in the 11th to 12th. That's why you wanted that stoppage early. You just something wrong, not right about that. I don't follow through. If you're gonna finish somebody, you finish him the right way. That's
I mean,
all it is.
And it
Crawford's
probably was
outclassed
Vegas
him.
too. It probably was.
Hold on. Go ahead.
I'd rather see it get stopped than watching another 4 hours of Crawford just do a job on him, to be honest.
I say because it's boxing, you don't want to see anything like that because one punch could change the fight. But one thing I say is with Horn,
That's not it at all, but yeah.
with Horn keep coming in like that, even though he was constantly getting hit and Crawford getting all those clean shots, it says a lot about Crawford's power. The power is not there. Any real skilled fighter that's on that level is going to walk him down and put him down. He does not want to fight Errol Spence. This made me even more confident about Spence because Horn kept walking through us and he was getting clean punches and couldn't put him down. That said a lot about his power.
I mean, Crawford. I thought it was only going one way. I mean, you don't know whether it got stopped legitimately or not, whether it won the decision. But for me, it was only going one way, and it was Crawford winning the fight. It was obvious early on.
See, this is the reason why I respect, like, for example, between Wilder and Joshua, why I respect Wilder more than Joshua is because when he finishes his fights, he finishes the guy off. There's like no question about it.
Facts.
Even or AJ's like, the referee helped me out. I can't respect that shit, man.
I agree with that. You want to see the guy finish the guy. I don't want referee jumping in, especially with the unfair referee in all fight. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see him come in and stop it early because this guy's the champion. He got no respect on the negotiations. He got no respect in the ring. I mean, it just was ridiculous. And the stoppage was too early. You let him fall. If he's gonna lose his belt, you let him fall, but you don't do it like that.
The funny thing is he's gonna win the fight too. No matter what, it seems like he's gonna win it. I mean, there's no way around it. Why are you doing that on top of that?
Said he wanted.
Just ugly.
He said he wanted the rematch in Australia. He said he would like the rematch in Australia.
Well, yeah, he's gonna want the rematch in Australia, but I mean, shit.
Fuck no rematch.
Yeah, let me say this, man. Listen, Horn was scared before the fight. All right, whose fault is that? If Terence Crawford scared him so much before they even got started, that's Jeff Horn's fault. He certainly didn't seem scared. He certainly didn't seem scared against the legend Pacquiao. Number two, the stoppage, I can agree that it was a little bit premature. Jeff Horn wasn't complaining though. I think he was glad that they stopped it. He was taking a beating in there.
Exactly.
I said he was complaining, but the thing is, he's not gonna be. I don't think he's the type. I just don't think he's the type.
Nah,
he said the stoppage was premature. I had plenty of energy to continue, but if that's how it is. That's how it is. I'm happy. My wife, but no, he didn't say I'm happy. He said my wife is happy that this happened, but I'm not happy about it. That's what he said. That's obvious. Obvious that he really not bothered.
All right, Boxing Style, you gotta calm down, man.
If you're really that bothered about this stoppage, you would have complained about it. In my opinion, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're really that pissed and you didn't think the fight would end, you'd fucking say something about it. You wouldn't sit there going, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You'd fucking complain about it.
Did Kovalev complain much? I don't think so. He said nut punches, and that's it. That's all he said. He stopped after saying
that's his fault.
A few low blows.
That's his fault.
Lomachenko didn't complain on Salido, man. Some guys are not like that. They don't complain. They don't bitch about it.
All right, but listen, the point remains. The point remains. He was getting beat up. He was worse than because at least against Pacquiao, he was getting his punches through on the inside. Against Terence Crawford, he wasn't doing shit either on the outside or on the inside. So I do agree that the stoppage was premature because he never went down. He never really staggered on the ropes. We didn't see his eyes roll up or anything. But moving on from that, Terence Crawford was able to deal with the strength of Jeff Horn. Now, I do agree that Errol Spence is a much better fighter than Jeff Horn. But here's my point, and I made this in another video that we're gonna be posting soon. Kell Brook who basically is a 1-2 type fighter, was tagging Errol Spence coming in. And there's an asterisk with Kell Brook a little bit, just a little bit, because he was moving back down from 160 and he did take a frightful beating against Golovkin. So we don't know if he lost anything or not. I do still say that Errol Spence would have beaten him no matter what, whether Brook would have fought Golovkin or not. All right. Here's the other thing. Kell Brook, Spence has better. Not Spence. Crawford has better defense than Kell Brook. I think he's sharper. He's a better puncher with both hands. And so it's not, Spence isn't just going to walk him down and trap him on the ropes. Crawford has some of the best footwork in the world. It's going to be very... All right, but hold on. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. It's going to be very hard. Kell Brook was able to keep Spence turning at certain points and catching him coming in with right hands. Terence Crawford is more durable. He's not coming down from weight. He's going up in weight. And at a weight that I think he's more comfortable at. And he does counter to the body, whereas Brook was just headhunting the whole fight. So all I'm saying is this is going to give Errol Spence a whole new look. And I think you guys are underestimating him a little bit.
I'm not underestimating him at all. I'm saying that it's Porter and Spence. Both are going to give him...
man.
I'll let him talk. I'm going to finish this and apology come after me. Porter would give...
Right, it's a fight on the back foot that plays into Errol Spence's game. And to beat Errol Spence, you have to turn him and put him on the back foot like Brook did in the early rounds. And Crawford, I don't see Crawford doing that. I don't think he can fight on the front foot as well because he gets caught when he's coming forward. So I think it's just the styles that makes him lose the fight.
Yeah, I think Crawford's gonna get his work off. He's gonna get his work off. Early on, I think it's gonna look similar. And Brook is a hell of a fighter. I want to say that. I want to put Brook down. Kell Brook is a hell of a fighter, one of the best in the world. But Crawford's gonna get his work out. It's gonna look flashy early on. He's gonna catch him, keep making a reset. But as the fight wanes, Spencer's just gonna walk through him, get some good body shots, and he's gonna end up stopping him.
You think Brook's one of the best in the world? You think Brook's one of the best fighters in the world?
One of the best fighters in the world, absolutely.
What are you basing that off?
Style, his style and his ability, man. Where's
the evidence of Brook being one of the best fighters in the world?
I mean, he gave Golovkin before his eyes. If his eyes don't go out in either one of those fights, I believe he wins both of those fights. I mean, him and Spence will go to it, maybe get a draw. I think he beats Golovkin. If his eye doesn't go out, I think he beats Golovkin.
Oh man, I know it's your opinion. It's your opinion in that, man. But
I'll tell you, Cameron. I'll tell you.
Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. Everyone's acting very hectic today. We gotta keep this civilized here. One person at a time, please. All right. Bucha, who goes first? I lost track of this.
Stu in the line.
All right, we got Stu on the line. That's good. So, but what is that? Hold on, we don't have interest. We gotta resolve this. First of all, Stu, thanks for being on. We don't have the interest today working. We have a bunch of technical issues, but who was gonna go? Bucha, who was gonna go first here? Because
I heard apology first. So
all right, apology. Go ahead. Apology.
I'll just say Brook's a good fighter based on that eye test on what I see, and Spence wasn't managed to walk him down, so he's going to do that to Crawford. We know Crawford's a better pound for pound fighter. I think just his style is just it plays into Errol Spence's style, and I think he will be.
All right.
Man, I get really. Man, I need to say this. I'm getting let me finish as well because I'm getting really fucking fed up with these people saying if he didn't have the eye injuries, he would have won these fights. Blah blah blah. The reason he had these eye injuries because those fighters fucking caused the injuries, man. You know what I mean? You can't say, if he didn't have the injuries, he wouldn't have fight. Golovkin and Spurt broke his face up, man. They're the reason he lost that fight. It wasn't no injury before the fight, so you can't really say if he didn't have the injuries, he would have won the fight. I mean, I think Golovkin definitely. I mean, Brook was never winning that fight to begin with. He was never going to win that fight. And Spence, man,
I think close.
I mean, you can think it was close, but let's be honest, he was never going to win that fight. Golovkin was always going to knock him out. I mean, nobody picked Brook beforehand. I mean, I don't know what anybody thinks. If you think Brook was going to win that fight, I mean, it's your opinion and all that, but Jesus Christ, man. I mean, Brook did stand a chance against Golovkin.
I'll give you that it's his fault that his defense wasn't good enough to prevent his eyes from getting broken, but he's still one of the best in the world. But I think Sean Porter even said after the fight, he's looking forward to possibly getting in the ring with a Terence Crawford. And I think his style it will be the biggest problem for Crawford, because when he gets in the inside, he lets his hands go. He's not gonna stop punching. He's gonna keep going all fight. And I think a fighter like him definitely backs him up to the ropes, and it's gonna be a big problem.
Well, let me say this.
Can I? My turn or what? BDA, you gonna speak?
Well, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is what I'm gonna say. Why Brook is so good? I'll tell you why. Because Porter went one-on-one with Thurman, and Porter, in my eyes, clearly won and just beat the shit out of Thurman.
I agree.
Porter goes up with Brook. Brook schools the shit out of Porter. No one's ever schooled Porter like Brook did. And then Brook ends up fighting Triple G, which is an obvious mismatch. Power-wise, maybe even skill-wise. Of course, I'll give it skill-wise, too. Gets them demolished. Then he goes down, fights Spence, and Spence beats him. But 11th round, not like it ain't no like 4th round, 5th round.
All right, apology. We hear a lot. Apology. There's a bunch. Please mute your mic if you're not gonna speak. How many times do we have to say it? Please, if you're not gonna speak, mute your mic.
And then he goes up in the super welterweight division and finishes up. How many fights did he have? 2 already? Super welterweight division? Am I right?
Man, I thought Porter could be. I can't see. Brook did not school Porter, man. Brook in no world did Brook.
Yes,
that fight was
he did.
All right, hold on. One at a time. Hold on, guys. One at a time, please. One at a time.
Hold on. BDA, go ahead.
Yeah, let's just one at a time, please. Let's not start talking all over. All right, so Boxing Style was saying, did you finish your point, Boxing Style? Or
He did definitely school Porter. You can't argue that shit. You schooled him.
All right, so let me try to.
Porter could have won that fight. I'm sorry, Porter could have won that fight.
Let me try to reframe this. Let's put these things into context, all right? Because we got to add some details in. First of all, I do think that Kell Brook is one of the best fighters in the world. I'm not saying he's top 10 fighter for a pound, but he's certainly in the top 30, I would say, or maybe even top 40, which is quite an accomplishment. If you can make it in the top 100 list of the best boxers in the world, that means you're aces. That's true. If you're, read Ring magazines every time they do that. In September, they do the top 100 fighters in the world. If you're in the top 100, that means you're pretty fucking good, because there's thousands of boxers out there that are trying to make it, just even trying to get a title, which almost anybody can get nowadays. It's pretty hard. So sticking with Kell Brook, he's a pretty good fighter. And I do agree that he beat Porter better than Thurman did.
But that being said, score that fight?
Was that?
How did everyone score that fight? Everybody who thinks Brook scored Porter, how did you score it? Because the schooling for me is Mayweather doing what he did to Marquez, not fucking 8-4 fight.
Well, that's where
I give it 8-4.
But
I give it 8-4 for Brooks. But what I meant by schooling, is like he nullified the shit out of his abilities, man. No one has ever done that so far to Porter.
That's a good point.
He nullified it.
That's a good point. Exactly. So he was able to clinch, which brings me to my point. You saw what Terence Crawford was able to do to Jeff Horn, clinch him and impeded him from letting his hands go on the inside. Porter fell into the same trap against Kell Brook. So imagine what that means. Terence Crawford, that's my whole point. If Porter gets on the inside against Terence Crawford, he's going to clinch him and he's going to pick him apart from the inside. And then if he's able to tenderize him with body shots or when counter hooks, he's going to start to sit down more on his punches. And then maybe, I'm not saying this happens, but that's when Porter, who's pretty wide open when he comes in, could get caught and hurt, just like he got hurt against Thurman and a little bit against Kell Brook in the first 3 rounds, where I think he was hurt with a right uppercut from Kell Brook. So that's all I'm saying. I think Terence Crawford's strength and inside game, everybody's all concerned with his outside game, the long range, the counter punching, the footwork, but on the inside, he knows what he's doing as well. So I do think, was that apology?
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
I disagree with him. Here's why. Both Thurman and Brook are way stronger, or not way stronger, but stronger than Crawford.
Okay.
And you saw what Porter did to Thurman. Just walked him down. Thurman couldn't clinch. He was just stuck on the ropes, trying to block shots. So if Porter can do that to Thurman, which he's a big welterweight, bigger than Crawford, what do you think he's going to do to Crawford? Crawford can try to clinch Porter, but Porter's just going to shrug him off.
Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that. Hold on. Let me just yeah, hold on, Stu. Let me just respond to that because I don't know why with this whole people underrating Crawford thing. I'm kind of a little mesmerized by it all. Let's say that Crawford. Let's say that Crawford isn't as strong as Thurman. All right. You know that fighting on the inside, being able to work on the clinch and all that, strength can make a difference, yes, but if you're strong and you know how to fight on the inside, it doesn't matter. Keith Thurman doesn't know how to fight on the inside all that well, or clinch for that matter. He's not a clincher. He's an offensive guy that tries to move around the ring, tries to get you to follow the puncher, which is him, and he tries to counter you. Sean Porter is a strong guy, but Terence Crawford is a very strong guy himself, and he's a better he can nullify the inside game better through his clinch work than Keith Thurman ever could. So I think that's what I'm saying is you guys, I think you're underestimating Crawford's inside game. But anyway, let's Stu, go ahead.
Go ahead, Stu.
BDA.
All right, hold on. We'll let Stu and then Trap, you can respond to what I said. All right, go ahead, Stu.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both sides of the story. I mean, Crawford's a very good fighter, but he throws wide punches. His punches come from quite wide. He leaves himself wide open in when he's in range in the pocket because he trades. He was trading against Horn, and I tell you what, anyone with any sort of inside game or a nice straight punch. I mean, I know Jeff Horn was he was using the lead right because right hands, is the kryptonite for a southpaw. So I could see why he was using it, but he was throwing double lead rights and then just holding. It was just like watching James DeGale. No other game plan, poor tactics. And Crawford played with the guy. You know, let's be real. He wasn't even hurting Crawford. That's why Crawford was coming forward, pressing the fight. I mean, if that's someone dangerous, Crawford's not doing that. So, yes, Crawford was impressive. Jeff Horn was atrocious. Let's be real. I mean, his only game plan was throw two lead rights and then hold. I mean, it's ridiculous to throw two right hands. I mean, when you're an orthodox fighter and to lead with the right hand, but to throw it twice, I mean, you can get the power in the first one, but the second one you're totally off balance. It's like a tap. It's just pointless punch, and I never mixed it up a bit. Never tried any hooks. Never got on Crawford's chest and used the body and roughed him up. And it was just a piss poor performance. And Crawford went up and fought the worst champion in the 147 division. Let's be real. He's the worst. Not even the champion. He shouldn't even have had that belt because Manny Pacquiao had that belt and he robbed Manny Pacquiao. So let's keep it real and slow down about Crawford because Crawford might have gone up the weight, but the difference between him and Lomachenko, when Lomachenko goes up the weight, he fights the number one in the division with 2 belts, the main man. When Crawford comes up, he fights the worst champion there is.
I agree, and I was gonna say,
hold on, Trap. It was Trap. Hold on, apology. It was Trap's Trap Media's turn to say something. Trap, go ahead.
Yeah, BDA, I was gonna say, I agree. If I said the ref would play a key part, if him and Porter fought, if they have a ref like Robert Byrd, Sean Porter might be in trouble because it could be a similar situation in which Kell Brook, the Kell Brook blueprint. But the Porter said before they would never have a referee like that again. That wouldn't allow Sean to work on the inside, and that would allow all of that clinching. So if the referee allowed all of the clinching, I think Sean Porter would be in trouble. But I will say he improved a lot since fighting Kell Brook. So it could go either way depending on the referee. But if they have a referee that just lets them fight, I think it favors Sean Porter.
Yeah, the referee will play a part in that. That's for goddamn fucking sure. Because if, like you said, if it's a referee like Kenny Chevalier who starts slapping them in their backs hard every time they clinch, it's gonna be it's going to make a difference. Listen, they need to do 50-50. Let them fight a little bit on the inside, and if it gets too excessive, then you break him up. But really do give Sean Porter a chance to work his magic on the inside. All right, it was Boxing Style that was next. So
yeah, I was gonna say Lomachenko's win over Linares was much more impressive. The guy was literally 3 inches, or I don't know, it looked like 3 inches taller than Lomachenko, wider in every aspect. He was just bigger in every aspect. Lomachenko, and Lomachenko outworked him way better than Crawford did against Horn. And Horn with Crawford, they're pretty much the same size. They were not that far apart from each other. it's not even a comparison, and it was a legit stoppage, not a bullshit stoppage.
Can I just say something on the thing that Stu said about that Crawford's Lomachenko fights number 1 in the division and Crawford doesn't. I mean, I think there's a difference because Lomachenko's not building. No, they're not building up a Lomachenko to a big fight, are they? You know, it's obviously a big part of the promotion of making this big super fight with Crawford Spence. So they want Crawford to get a belt and they want to promote this big super fight with Spence down the line, aren't they? So they've both got a belt, they can promote it better. I think that's why they picked an easy champion, so they can just promote this whole big fight with Spence. Let's be honest about it.
Oh, well, that makes it better then.
No, that's just fact, isn't it? I'm just speaking the facts. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
I think the argument would end with between Lomachenko and Terence Crawford is if when Beltran fights Lomachenko and Lomachenko stops Beltran.
But it's not really the same.
Crawford didn't stop Beltran.
Yeah, but Beltran is 3 years.
Beltran, bro, it's the argument ends who's actually better pound for pound. In my opinion.
So hold on. Let me just get this straight. You're saying that if Lomachenko beats Beltran, who is going to be, 3 years older since he fought Crawford, that to you proves that Lomachenko is better than Crawford?
3 years, yeah, you could give that. But if he stops him, I don't know. And depending on how he beats him, that also matters. But stoppage is on top of that. I mean, there's no argument anymore. You can't argue with shit.
Can I respond to boxer styles real quick?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Loma's already better than Crawford even before he fights Beltran. And here's why.
I agree. Apology. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, people still arguing about it, right?
That's going on.
Who's working at fucking restaurant? Who's working at fucking restaurant?
It's boxer styles. It's boxer styles in it.
Also, can I just say something? We've had Pavel on the line.
Yeah, can I say real quick?
All right, we'll get to. Hold on, because we all have a lot to say today. So, apology.
Pavel, man.
All right, hold on. Apology. You go ahead, then we'll get to Pavel, and then probably to Stu since he hasn't had a lot to say, and then we'll take it from there. All right, so go ahead, Apology. Finish what you were saying, please.
If you look at every attribute that a boxer should have, Loma beats Crawford in every single attribute. Like if brainstorm your head right now, and then compare the two, and Loma will beat him. Like footwork, hand speed, ring IQ, adapting. Loma can do it all, and Crawford is limited.
I agree, but people sometimes look at resumes too, and this will be the resume standpoint because Beltran fought Terence Crawford too. So if Lomo fights Beltran, that'd be my bad. Somebody's doing the dishes in my house. That's what it is.
All right, but you can't move to another room.
You can't be on the show if there's fucking background noise. It's
knock him out or something, man. Fuck's sake.
Or change rooms, man. Can't you change rooms, boxing style? Yeah. Like go to your bedroom or something, or close the door.
Someone's in the bedroom too.
It's getting to the point. It's getting to the point now where it's getting disrespectful. That's my opinion. You know, at the end of the day, you've got a place on this hangout. It's a great hangout, and you're going about your fucking daily business while with your mute button off.
Well, actually, to be fair to boxing style. Yeah, to be fair to boxing style, he was the background noise was he was talking, no, with the mute. But that's what I'm saying. Listen, guys, try to go to a place that's silent. Don't go to a Chinese restaurant or people dropping dishes and everything. Don't go to a crowded street or in a restaurant. Just try to keep it in a place as quiet as.
Go to a library.
Oh, come on! You can jerk off in the library, but you can't talk in the library. That's the worst thing about libraries. All right, who was next? Was it Stu? Stu, did you have anything to add to all this malarkey?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, it is what it is, this fight. It didn't really excite me from the start. Jeff Horn, he had a belt that he didn't even win. So,
wait a minute. Sorry, Pavel. Pavel was going to go next. I forgot. Pavel, are you there?
Oh, God's sake.
Well, I'm sorry. It was Pavel.
He's been on the line for about an hour and he's not had anything to say. He's been on the line since the start.
All right, Pavel, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello. Good to have you on board, man.
What's going on, man?
It's pretty good being over here for 45 minutes. Cameron noticing me. Thanks, guys.
Hey, well, listen. The sarcasm. Yeah, but listen, it's been a very interesting conversation. We all have a lot to say. That's why everybody wants to get a word in. So you go ahead and talk now.
Well, yeah, sure, but it's like 45 minutes, man. Anyways,
Uh-oh.
My take on Crawford.
Someone's pissed.
Yeah, it's almost pissed.
No, I'm just saying.
The last
My
person I
taking.
want pissed is Pavel, man. He's gonna come after us.
He's got a
No,
Polish
don't
mafia in the background. You know what I mean? He's got that Polish mafia.
worry.
Yeah, one of his split
Polish mafia.
personalities.
Polish mafia is dead, man.
All right, so sorry.
I don't have any hopes. But anyways, in terms of Crawford Horn, uh, I've seen the fight on the slow mo today, and Crawford's domination wasn't as obvious as I was seeing it, watching it live. I think Horn was doing well in the first 4 rounds. Then Crawford started to basically dominate Horn. I agree with the guys that the stoppage was premature, but hey, that's the Robert Bird for you, one of the many crooked referees in boxing. Fuck. Whoa. What can I say? I don't know. Shit. Why are people giving praise to Crawford? I'm not saying you guys, but I've watched some of the YouTube videos, and people are giving praise for Crawford for going up to welterweight from super lightweight. Um, Dude is a big welterweight, first of all. Second of all, his power is an elite. It's not like he does have that concussive pop in his punches. He more's like uh, wearing down people.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see Crawford dealing with other champions, because there will be no more blatant weight bullying by him, um, and I won't give him any excuses from now on regarding cherry picking opponents. So that's basically it.
Well, there you have it, guys. No credit to Terence Crawford. I will say that at least Terence Crawford beat him up. I mean, imagine if he would have gone to a boring 12-round decision. Now, that being said, let's go to the predictions, because everybody here made predictions and we want to get to them and see how the predictions fared with the actual results. Let's start with Apology Man, who said Crawford by disqualification, and he said Horn was going to hurt him or drop him. So that one was way off. Apology. I'm sorry. You are no longer allowed on BDA Boxing. No, I'm kidding. Who else was next here?
If Apology goes, we riot.
Yeah, Boxing Style.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting it completely wrong, Boxing Style, you went all out and you said Horn by unanimous decision. So
that's why he had Horn in 3 to 4 rounds to try and justify his pick.
I don't know about that, but that was I think he was just trying to take a risk. That happens sometimes in boxing. You want to take a risk and
it's
try
one
to
of those picks where you're like, we know Crawford's going to win, but I'm going to be edgy and pick Horn just in case the miracle happens. So I'm going to brag about it. It's like them picked.
Speaking of being edgy, Cameron picked Crawford by lackluster unanimous decision. Who else do we have here? Because I'm going.
Fuck that referee for being a premature stoppage. Fuck that ref.
Exactly. I predicted a decision, but the ref fucked it up, man.
All right,
Predicted a knockout.
Yeah, hold on. Pavel said Crawford by unanimous decision, and he said there were going to be some shenanigans. There were indeed some shenanigans, but it didn't go the distance. And then we had. All right, so precisely. So hold on. Let me just get. Trap Media said 6th to 7th round, in between the 6th and 7th round. What was it finally? Was it the 10th or the 9th in which it stopped?
9th.
9th. All right, so there you go. But at least you get the stoppage there. Stu had Crawford by unanimous decision. Precise had it Crawford by decision, and he said there was going to be some controversy. Bucho had it Crawford by lackluster unanimous decision, and I picked it right on the money. Crawford, 9th round. No, I'm kidding. I didn't. I never told my pick. Never got the chance to do it, but I actually would have said stoppage, but not in the 9th round. All right, so guys, again, a little off this time. I don't think anybody expected a stop. And indeed, yeah, look, the stoppage was a little bit premature. There's no doubt about it. But man, that was a beating from Crawford. All right, we got Precise in the house. Precise, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody.
Right. Good to have you on board, man. We got no introductions today. We're having some technical difficulties. But all right, so what did you think about the fight?
Well, I thought the referee spoiled what was looking like it was going to be a really good fight. But it was a pretty good fight. It was a, decent performance by Crawford. Nothing spectacular, nothing terribly impressive. But he did what he was supposed to do, basically. That's what I thought.
Uh-huh. Now, how about we've been having this little discussion for about an hour now about whether Crawford has a chance against Errol Spence. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Errol Spence's best win is beat down Kell Brook in a very tough fight. Even though I give him a lot more credit for winning that fight than I give Crawford for beating Horn, and I am still favoring Spence if that fight is to happen next. But neither guy is a pound for pound caliber fighter or hasn't proved like they have the talent to be there, but they have yet to prove it. So now that Crawford is in his natural weight division, they need to sort this shit out. I think it's a great fight. Crawford Spence, Crawford Thurman, Crawford Pacquiao, all great fights.
There you go. Yeah, the welterweight division is starting to shape up again. Now, I want to go, speaking of sorting things out, I want to get back to Pavel. Pavel, people in the chat room are saying that you're going to try to human centipede me, just like that disgusting movie from a couple years ago. Are you indeed still mad about being, like, again, I got to explain. I had a lot to say this time. I usually step back and let you guys talk, but I'm really intrigued. This is the best fight that I want to see the most. Crawford versus Errol Spence at welterweight. Forget Keith Thurman, forget Danny Garcia, forget Sean Porter. I want to see Crawford against Spence. So I had a lot to say about that, and I hope you're not still pissed that we didn't get to you quickly enough.
No hard feelings from my part. And I can add that I didn't watch that Human Centipede movie. Yeah, my friend told me that it's too boring for their taste. You should watch Cannibal Holocaust, for example. That's a good movie.
It's not that good, man. Honestly, it's not that good, man. I've not watched the whole thing, but I've seen like clips of the main parts. It's not even that good, man. The Human Centipede. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that comes out of that film is whoever had the idea of that plot is really fucked up in the head. I think we can confirm that.
Right, but Cannibal Holocaust, is that even legal to watch? Because I know it was banned in certain countries.
Yeah, for a reason. It was very good.
What's the film about?
Well, the time says cannibal. You can take a guess.
No, I want to hear.
Oh man, apology.
I want to hear a breakdown, man. I want to hear a breakdown.
Apologies. Apologies, acting very disrespectful today. Burping on the mic, being sarcastic.
I just want a breakdown of the whole film. Apology, yeah. So I mean, I hope you know what I mean. Just give me a breakdown of this film, man. So I know if I want to watch it or not. Just give me a quick minute of it, man. You obviously watched the film. Someone give me a fucking breakdown this film.
All right, I'll give you the breakdown so we can move on from this. And by the way, Boxing Style dropped off the line. I hope he's not pissed that we told him that there was too much noise in the background. But again, guys, come on, man. You can't be standing around in a place where there's a bunch of noise, and remember, people are listening to this, so it's all about the sound.
Right? Has smashed a plate over his head or something like that.
Hey, listen. All right.
Well, may I interrupt? Well, Cameron, basically, Cannibal Holocaust is about the.
Did everybody?
Man. Carry on, man.
Did everybody fall off?
I was just gonna say that Cannibal Holocaust is about special expedition going to the Amazon jungle. They seek out for the lost film crew, and they are in up some weird shit in here. Cannibal Holocaust. So you may deduct from the title that it's gonna be somebody's eating over there.
Oh, fair enough, man. I'll give it a watch.
It's like the Blair Witch Project, but with cannibals, and in the 1970s or early 80s. I don't know.
Pretty much it.
So everybody, you've seen it, BDA, yeah?
No, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. I don't watch movies like that. It's too.
Oh, okay. Who's got the birds in the background as well? Can you hear them?
No, I don't hear birds. All right, listen, guys. People are telling us that the stream is shit today. For some reason, it's.
I never knew that. Never knew that.
Well, not the actual content. It's the connection. It keeps lagging. It keeps falling off. It happened on Saturday.
I don't think it's a connection, man. I think it's your computer.
Wait, you're gonna talk shit about Mammon 1000? Is that what you're gonna do?
Bring back Gaia.
Fuck Gaia 1000 or 500, whatever it was. I already forgot about it. All right, so
what the fuck is that noise?
That's precise in the background. Listen, guys. What do you want to do, Butcher? You want to end it or what?
Yeah, I'll say we ended, man. It's just annoying, man. Nobody's gonna listen to this shit. I mean, it keeps lagging and stopping. Who's gonna listen to that shit?
Yeah, I agree. I have to do some tests here.
I feel we do one tomorrow, like a short one tomorrow. We can do it again.
All right. Yeah, I agree with that. Anybody? Yeah, we'll do that because again, guys, the fucking stream keeps dying. Okay, now it's okay, but every 5 minutes it keeps going lagging and everything. Anybody want to say any last things before we go? Anybody? Nobody.
Good. Even though the stream was pretty laggy, I thought it was a decent debate, to be honest.
I listened. It's one of the few times I've actually had.
Oh yeah, I mean, Pavel, you must have enjoyed the debate sitting there for 45 minutes doing fuck all. But yeah.
Cameron's stirring shit up. Cameron is always stirring shit up.
Listen.
All right, so listen, gentlemen, we're gonna have to end it because this I shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain. That's my new thing. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. Christian BDA. Oh, do you want Christian BDA or?
No.
All right, fuck it. Listen, guys.
I don't want BDA at all.
I'm Islamic Cam. Fucking apology. That was a bit low, innit?
Apology just said we don't want BDA at all. Listen, you guys. Apology, man. I don't know what he's saying. Listen, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Sorry we couldn't.
Future.
All right, enough. Listen, guys. I'm sorry we couldn't do this longer. But as you can see, we're having some connection issues. It's lagging all the time. People are burping. People are breaking dishes in the background. People are killing each other. Pavel is angry at us now, and he's going to come at us with full-on autism. No, you don't have autism, right, Pavel? I'm kidding. But
no, I'm good, man.
all right, good. I don't want a fucking genius coming after me. And yeah, that's really about it, man. Guys, thank you for joining us. Sorry again, it couldn't last longer, but the connection's fucking up. What do you want from me? It's out of my control. And we'll see you tomorrow then. We'll do another podcast tomorrow unless the connection still keeps fucking up. That's about it. Bucho, any last words? All right, Bucho's not even there. He just, as soon as he hears that we're leaving, is like, all right, I'm gone.
Fuck ISIS.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, ISIS. All right.
That's right.
Assalamualaikum.
Any other shout outs before we go? Anybody?
Alaikum.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Alaikum salam.
Oh, I just took the Lord's name in vain. You made me take the Lord's name in vain. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Guys, if you want to pop off the Hangout, you can certainly do so. Thanks for being on. Again, apologies for the fucking connection. I don't know what's going on. Want to shout out to AA, Foreign Bread, Shepherd of Sons, We Degree, Kaiser Koba, We Degree, Chris Gonzalez, Pop Tart Gun. And I want to thank everybody that came in here in the Hangout. I want to thank Trap Media, Precise, Stu, Pavel, Cameron, Apology. Bucho was here earlier, my co-host. Who else was here that I forgot? Cameron, you're usually pretty good with keeping track of people. Oh, Recognize was here as well.
Precise was here.
Yeah, Recognize.
Trap Media.
Trap Media, I mentioned him. Recognize.
Boxing Style in his Chinese restaurant.
Boxing Style, yeah, I hope he's not pissed. But anyway, listen, guys, thanks again. We'll keep the hits on coming. Download. I mean, this episode was pretty laggy with the sound and all that. No introductions. The soundboard wasn't connected properly or whatever. So a lot of complaints. I'm not happy with the way it went down, but you can still listen to it on Spreaker if you so choose to. And we will see you on the next one, folks. What else? Yeah, take care, man. Jeez, Luis.
Oh, you guys ended.
Yeah, man. The stream it keeps lagging, so we're gonna have to continue this, and we're gonna sort out everything before we start again tomorrow. All right. So again, thanks, guys, for joining us, and thank you, Boxing Style, for being here. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Take care.
See you, man.